Hey Life Architect! Welcome back to the Financial Tracker Template video series. In this video, which is the last in the series, I'll explain every database view, starting with the Financial Overview section. This first box is a gallery view with a filter applied that only shows an overview of income expenses and the surplus or deficit for the current year. The next box is similar, showing the same overview for the current month, and finally, the current pay period. Since these views compare the current date to an interval start and end date, they will always display the current year, month, and pay period. If you prefer to have most of the page accessible without scrolling, you can easily turn this overview section into a toggle heading using the Turn Into feature. Open the Income toggle to see there are 7 views defined for income. The first tab, labeled Pay, displays a table filtering income recorded for the currently selected pay period. This is the filter that you need to update when you move from one interval to the next. The asterisk on the tab is a reminder that this view is driven by a manual filter, not an automatic one like the ones in the Financial Overview section. The Pay by Type view is a filter that also needs to be updated manually and displays a gallery view of income for the pay period and groups income by type, showing the total income for that type during the pay period. The next two views, month and month by type, show similar results for income reported for the month. Year and year by type displays the same for the year. Unlike the first two views, these last 4 will update automatically because they're filtered by one of Notion's built-in date filters. The last view in this section, Income Table, is a table view of all income with no filters applied. Now let's have a look at the views that are defined for expenses. Similar to income, the first tab, labeled Pay, filters only the expenses for the selected pay period. Pay Unpaid houses a gallery view of unpaid expenses for the pay period, grouped by account. This view is great for making sure you have enough money in your accounts to cover your remaining expenses. Pay by Category is also a gallery view, showing your expenses for the pay period grouped by category. Note the asterisk on these 3 views, which indicates that the filter must be set manually, just as I showed for income. The month view filters for expenses this month. Month Unpaid groups the unpaid expenses for this month by account, and Month by Category groups all this month's expenses by category. The Expenses table is an unfiltered table of all expenses. The last tab in this section is a view you can use if you want to reconcile your statements. It has 2 filters set, one for the month and the other for the account. By manually changing these filters, you can easily reconcile your accounts every month using the statement checkbox. Now let's move on to categories. The first view here is a gallery view with a sum of the amount spent in each category so far for 2024. The table is unfiltered and offers at a glance amounts projected to be spent this year, here in the projected column, versus the amount that has actually been spent so far this year in spent. If you find both useful and want to continue them when we move into 2025, then duplicate both columns and update the year in the property name and the year in the filters to 2025. You can also hide properties from this and any view that only clutter your perspective. For example, in this table, seeing the linked expenses will get very busy over time, so I've hidden them by default in the template that you duplicated. To hide or show properties, use the Properties menu from View Options. The bottom 3 toggle headings contain the same 2 views each for pay periods, months, and years. A gallery view with summary data for each interval, and an unfiltered table view. The final view at the bottom of the page is a calendar view with all unpaid expenses to help you more easily visualize your financial budget. And with that, congratulations! You've reached the end of this video series. You can easily remove this video section by clicking the block handle and selecting Delete.